Welcome to RockTalkers with your hosts, Tom Noble, Carrick Snyder, and Chris Lowe. It's not brown, it's not white, it's Black Friday. Brought to you by Kickflip.
For fuck's sake, stop letting off fireworks and shouting and screaming. I'm trying to sing a song. I mean, I don't care. If you don't want to hear it, you know. Fuck you. I'm sure there's a lot of people here who do want to hear it. So why don't you just be quiet? If you want to let your fireworks off, go outside and let them off out there. And if you want to shout and scream and holler, go and do it out there. But I'm trying to sing a song that some people want to listen to. I want to listen to it.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing today?
Good, buddy.
Never felt so alive.
That's awesome. What have you been listening to this last week?
Well, I've been listening to John Mayer, everybody's favorite rock star.
Really?
Nope, I'm just
He's
joking.
also a black belt in Krav Maga and once dated Jennifer Aniston.
Yep. And he's Cellmass/creatine's biggest supporter. Because in the last 2 years, the guy's turned into a professional bodybuilder, if you haven't noticed.
I haven't.
I've been very impressed with his physique. It's not quite Ryan Reynolds. It's not quite Ryan Gosling. But he's getting up there.
He's more of a Adrian Brody on creatine.
Oh yeah, like Adrian Brody from Predators, man.
Yep.
Like that was the only time where I didn't notice his nose because his arms were so big.
Exactly. He was on No Explode the whole movie, dude. Every take, he was just down in some No Explode, like 2 scoops, getting the tolerance going.
He just sneaks off into the jungle, dude, and injects himself. Adrian,
Hell
where'd you
yeah.
go? Oh, I'm coming. I'll be right there.
Yep. And the whole time, he was listening to John Mayer's Battle Studies. See, they're both kind of, got that reciprocal love thing going. I've been listening to Battle Studies by John Mayer. And I was a big fan of Continuum. That was a great CD. It had some fabulous musicians. Like, he had a black drummer who could have drummed for like a James Brown cover band. He was that funky. Then they had a cool guitar player. He was like a Middle Eastern looking dude. He had like a old fat. He looked like he could have been a science teacher playing the organ. And then he just had John just rocking that guitar, man. It was so soulful. And then they came out with Battle Studies. It's like, what in God's name has gotten into John Mayer? Seriously. The guy gets a sleeve full of tattoos.
What the fuck are you doing?
He turns into Adrian Brody's doppelganger and comes out with a horrible CD. I don't understand him.
It's not about what's gotten into him. It's who he's getting into. He gets more pussy than anyone out there, dude.
Dumb.
You may be onto something. Is maybe he's stopped trying to produce good music because he's already reaping the benefits, right?
Yeah, dude, he gets more pussy than Lindsay Lohan or Miley Cyrus. And by pussy, I mean cock, but in the reverse.
Well, Lindsay Lohan, she does get a lot of pussy. I mean, it's true. She's lesbian.
Yep.
Or have I been misinformed?
Nope, you're correct.
No, whatever.
And I, Tom, Mr. Thomas J. Noble, I've been listening to Bill Withers, a master of funk and just a great musician. He plays acoustic, and he just, I don't know, I've kind of been going through some drama lately, so I feel like when I listen to that soulful black man, he just takes it up a notch for me and makes me feel a lot better about things. So, thank you, Mr. Withers, wherever you are.
He sure does sweat a lot.
He sweats so much. I thought I was the only one that recognized this.
Seriously.
He's just playing the music and looking up at everyone, just stops playing, goes, is it hot in here, man? And everyone just goes, no, it's actually freezing. They're really blasting the AC.
It's so damn
Seriously,
hot.
like the sweat pouring off his face, it drops onto the instruments and adds like this whole like third dimension to the music. You can just hear the drops of sweat.
It's like a metronome.
Yeah, or like, you know, when they do that thing where
Sweat.
they tap on like the little wooden boxes with their hands. It's like bongos, kind of.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
I never played Metroid.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Marimbas.
It wasn't a metronome, which is what keeps you in tune or timing with the music.
Go on.
It's like a picture a box and like a one arm on like a clock, just going from right to left, going.
Oh, I know what that is. I've seen that on like professors' desks in movies.
Those are called metronomes.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
Yeah,
Well, you know what they say, Tom. You learn something new every day, and if you don't, you die.
Your piano teacher will smack you in the hand while you're playing.
And it's got to be a German piano teacher. Ein, zwei, drei.
Once we come the Ende. And she'll slap you right in the hand.
Well, I've been listening to a couple albums. So I've been trying to. I've got a huge back catalog of stuff that I've been trying to listen to over the years, and I've been diving into my back catalog. And my first album that I listened to. Oh, all right, never mind. I'm sorry. It's by a band called Little Joy. And man, that's also the name of their CD. And boy, it is a good album.
Hot dog.
I really like their song, The Next Time Around, and A Brand New Start, and No One's Better Saved. All three of those. And I just like driving with the windows down with the perfect temperature right now during the fall, and just enjoying all the colors change and the leaves falling down in the mountains. It's really good stuff.
I always pictured you as the type to be driving in a Phantom listening to opera.
That's only when I'm going to go kill somebody.
Oh, man, that's perfect. That's like a Hitman reference.
That's only when he goes on blind dates does he do that. He just gets all amped up right before he goes, man. He just puts pedal to the metal. He's got what's that blind opera singer's name?
Time to Say Goodbye by Andre Bocelli.
Andre Bocelli. Exactly. Except every time it says time to say goodbye in Latin, he says hello in Latin because he's about to meet this girl.
Well, and we all know that he's fake. That guy is not blind. He is just super, super stoned.
Oh my god, dude. I've seen that guy driving. I've seen TMZ pictures of him driving. I've seen him ride horses. I've seriously seen him ride waves down in Pismo Beach.
Yeah, dude, he's a fake, man. He's a fraud, and we need to catch him just hitting the bong one of these days in his mansion.
He has a sailboat, for God's sakes. You think a blind guy's gonna have a sailboat? That's like Stephen Hawking having a sailboat, dude. It's just not gonna happen.
I think Stephen Hawking has 2 yachts.
I just flew into Tucson, and boy, is my colostomy bag full.
He has a go-kart track?
That's like Stephen Hawking farming, dude. You just go out there and watch Stephen Hawking just, bringing the crops in.
Yes, I'm totally nailing it.
In his little chair.
When nobody's looking at him, he stands up and does like yoga and Pilates.
He's just ripped like Willie the groundskeeper from fucking Simpsons.
He's got a 12-inch python in those trousers of his, dude. He's got all the women. He's like Hugh Hefner, dude. Alright, guys, what do you say we play a round of Twit or Get Off the Pot?
Yeah.
Right now.
Lots of musicians, sweetie. Can you guess who I am?
Adam Lambert to James Hetfield.
I could be any of them.
And now, it's time for Twit or Get Off the Pot, where Tom and Carrot go head to head to find out who tweeted the tweet.
Alrighty, gentlemen, let's rage rape. Here we go. My goal as a parent is to keep my kids out of therapy until they have their own fucking insurance. Is it William Ryan Key of Yellow Card, Chester Bennington of Lincoln Park, or Brett McKenzie of Flight of the Conchords? And we'll start with you, Tom.
I didn't think any of these guys have kids. I know Brett wouldn't say the F word, so I'm ruling him out.
Murray said the F word.
Yeah, but reluctantly.
But it does exist.
What the hell is that noise?
Sorry, that was me crumbling paper. I'm really agitated right now because you said you were going to kick my ass.
I am. Okay. I'm going to go with the dude from Yellow Card, because I dislike him the most out of the three options.
Yeah, William Ryan Key of Yellow Card for Tom.
I've seen Yellow Card play, and I'm pretty damn sure that that guy's gay. So unless he adopted,
which is very possible in 2011.
Yeah, and when I say I'm pretty damn sure that guy's gay, I have nothing against that.
Everything. You're just making a point. That he's a homosexual.
Yeah, and then he can't, well, he could, but he's not going to. He's not willingly.
He can't procreate using his semen.
No, he can.
Like in a vagina. In a vagina.
He can. He just won't. He's not willing to. So that being said, I have everything against adoption, by the way. But that's a whole different story. Okay. Chester Bennington, Lincoln Park. Don't think it's him. That guy's got to save all his testosterone. He can't be dropping any loads, dude, with the way he sings. No, none of it can be spared. And Brett McKenzie. Dude, Brett McKenzie pulls out. He doesn't have kids. Damn, that leaves nobody.
Yeah. Hey, you know what you can do? There is an option in Twitter, Get Off the Pot. You can pass.
Good day, sir.
Oh, man. I pass on grass, but I don't pass in this fucking game. I'm going to go with the dude from Yellow Card, William Ryan Riker.
Okay, so we have both of you for William Riker Key of Yellow Card, correct?
Riker.
Make it so.
All right. Drum roll, please. And you're both right.
All right.
I knew it, dude. I knew he adopted. Gaylord.
You know how I know you're
2
gay?
points are awarded in total, 1 to each of you. Congratulations, gentlemen. You have started off another edition of Twitter Get Off the Pot in a impressive fashion. Number 2. Damn. Thought when I got a profession and a nice crib, I'd avoid the elements of my ghetto youth. Just left house, 250 cots outside. Is it Kid Rock, Questlove of the Roots, Patrick Carney of the Black Keys?
2 of those guys are white, dude. I think. Yeah.
Kid Rock is technically white, but
Questlove is Puerto Rican.
just because he's gone country now. I'm not familiar with the band The Roots.
That's Jimmy Fallon's show.
They make some fine music.
If you ever watch Jimmy Fallon's late night show, that's his like house band they have.
Oh, then
That's not even true, dude.
Yes, it is. God damn it.
Is that true?
Yeah. Nope.
Man, I feel like you're trolling me, dude.
I'm not
Every
trolling
time
you.
Guys...
Donnie,
Okay.
you're out of your
All right.
element.
Well, they're a legitimate band. They do a lot of.
I have seen Jimmy Fallon's show, and I'm gonna say that it's West.
Okay, we have.
Use the word ghetto. I don't feel like. I mean, I do feel like Kid Rock is capable of using that word.
I feel like Questlove is the red herring here.
Ghetto.
think there was a black guy put in here just to be a red herring. 'Cause of the word ghetto. So I'm gonna go with, I'm not gonna go with Kid Rock, that's too easy. I'm gonna go with this Patrick dude from Black Keys. 'Cause he seems pretty ghetto.
Alright. Your answers are locked in. Drum roll, please. And Tom wins the round!
That's right.
That's
Fucking
2
right.
for Tom.
You're so
1 for
ghetto.
Eric.
Winner.
You're so ghetto, dude.
You got a ghetto booty, Tom. I've seen it. That is a ghetto booty.
Good day, sir.
Number 3. The only thing that is scarce in today's world is attention. Weird is in, and mass is fading. Is it Tommy Lee of Motley Crue, Mike Enzinger of Incubus, or Luke Pritchard of The Cooks?
Well, Mike is a pretty deep guitar player. I mean, that guy's got some ideas floating around his head. How could you not hanging out with Brandon Boyd? The guy from The Kooks, that's like Tom's favorite band. It's The Kooks.
I do like the Kooks, but I don't think that guy's that intelligent.
I don't know shit about that guy except for he's from a different country. Is he from Australia, dude?
No, I think he's from England.
Okay.
He just likes to sing about Australia.
I'm allowed to same thing.
The first Tommy Lee, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's definitely not anybody from Motley Crue.
I'm gonna have to go with Mike from Incubus. No, I'm not gonna go with Mike.
Wait, no, it's Tom. Tom first. We always go Tom, then you.
Well, we'll let Garrett go first. It's okay.
Stop crying!
Yeah, maybe this will turn my luck around, Tom.
Yeah, maybe it's whoever goes first wins.
No, nothing's gonna turn your luck around, Garrett.
I'm gonna say Tommy Lee because I feel like that guy, his whole deal is talking to all of his fans and letting everybody know what's going on and just being like real outgoing. So I'm gonna go with Tommy Lee.
I'm gonna go with the dude from Incubus.
Alright, so we have Tommy Lee for Carrick, Mike Enzinger of Incubus.
Yin to my yang.
Drum roll. And Carrick wins!
Oh, wow.
Didn't see that one coming, huh? Snuck that in on you like Pete Wentz.
Wow.
He did that classic Pete Wentz tactical move on you. Snuck right in there.
I am completely surprised.
Pete Wentz is a ninja. You know what? I don't even want to go by Carrick anymore during this game.
I'm kind of flabbergasted when you say things like that. It's weird.
I'm sorry.
Number 4. Number 4. When someone says, I love all kinds of music, they're ostensibly saying, I don't know anything about music.
Wow, I agree with this person. Who are my choices?
Is it Omar Rodriguez Lopez of the Mars Volta, Karen O of Yeah Yeah Yeahs, or Benjamin Gibbard of Death Cab for Cutie?
Oh my goodness. I like all of these artists, except for the dude from Mars Volta, but I want to like him.
I like the Mars Volta. It's interesting. It's different. It's very chic.
Yeah, it is very different. I just can't get into them. I'm going to go Karen O because I had the hugest crush on her.
Ooh.
Okay, so you're going for Karen O just because you have, like, a sexual desire. That's very interesting. That's new. Twitter, get off the pot. Tom Noble, everyone.
Yeah, all you ladies out there, try to look more like Karen O.
What's green?
So then Tom can menu.
Alright, Mars Volta guy. I don't know if that's the singer, the guitar player, or what. They both have these weird, like, Spanish names. Mars Volta, that sounds like some stuff that he'd say. He's, like, he seems kind of pessimistic. Like, he would have...
Yeah, bitter.
Yeah, yeah, a little bitter. Especially about fans and about people's, like, ability to judge good music. Karen O, I don't know shit about her, dude. And since you picked her, I'm not gonna pick her because I need to catch up.
I think she's too nice, to be honest, to have said that, but I have to go with her.
And who is the other person, dude?
Benjamin Gibbard of Death Cab for Cutie.
And I think he's too gay to actually say anything like that.
I think he's smart enough to say some shit like that. I think he would be the smart person to say something like that. That guy's lyrics are a little too above average for him to not have tweeted this tweet. So I'm going to go with Benjamin Gibbard tweeted this tweet.
Okay. Before you tell us the answer, I think it's a dude from Mars Volta, because I think he's that bitter. But I'm going to stick with Kierna.
No for Tom, and Benjamin Gibbard for Carrick. Drumroll, please. And Carrick wins the 4th round. Oh my lord.
Wow.
You haven't learned anything.
Oh, that's shit.
Wow.
It's because I got my favorite jersey on, dude. It's got Benjamin Gibbard on the back. B. Gibbard.
Yeah, I'm sure it's got protein stains on it too.
Oh my god, dude. If you break out a black
Some
light on
DNA,
this baby,
huh? Some DNA.
some fluids have been liberated.
Okay, so we have Carrick leading with 3, Tom with 2. Gentlemen, 5th round. Shall we?
Come.
And the tweet goes, I'm going to start writing the exact opposite of Lady Gaga's tweets. Here goes. Spent the last seconds finger painting fuck you to my fans. I wish I could fart on all of you. You suck. And your options are Chris Novoselic of Nirvana. Wow, I can't even pronounce Novoselic.
That's it.
Chris Novoselic of Nirvana, Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day, and Nick Hexum of 311.
We know it's not the dude from Nirvana. It can't be him.
It can't?
Because I don't think he has any fans.
I thought you were going to say because he's dead.
I'm a fan.
No, that's
That would have been a real curveball, huh?
Yeah, but Carrick, you don't count because you actually.
Because I'm in the accordion players fan club. I don't count. Jesus, how dare you?
You take the bass out of that tone, Tom. You don't know who you're dealing with.
Okay.
Chris Novoselic of Nirvana, Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day, and Nick Hexum of 311.
Boy.
By the way, side note, don't mean to, interrupt or confuse you, but Nick Hexum is actually a reoccurring guest on Doug Benson's podcast called Doug Loves Movies, where he has 3 celebrities on and they do movie trivia, a movie trivia game. And they also do a 311 cruise, where comedians at 311 go on a cruise with fans and they play music and do stand-up comedy.
No
Very
shit.
interesting.
That's pretty cool. I like Doug Benson a lot. So I can
And I do
infer.
as well.
I can infer that Nick Hexum is a huge pothead because he's been on Doug Benson's podcast.
I used to suck dick for coke.
/ cokehead, apparently.
Let me just go ahead and let me fix that right up.
How would you go about that? Would you
Wow.
sugarcoat the cocaine on top of the pot? Then you got a Nick Hexum.
Well, I actually used to do that. It's called Cocoa Puffs.
Did you really?
Yes, back in my Colorado free-slinging, gun-wielding, drug-running days. Yes.
What the fuck are you doing?
Dude, that's dangerous, dude. Why would you do that? Think about your health.
I've learned. And here I am with you guys on a lovely Black Friday, having an awesome time.
All right, Tom, what's your guess?
I'm gonna say Green Day, Billy Joel, just because I think he can risk being funny like that, or he thinks he's being funny and cute with all his 13-year-old girlfriends, preteens.
I'm gonna go with Billy Joe Armstrong also.
Yeah, and I forgot to tell you that Billy Joe Armstrong made a sex tape with Al Gore.
Really?
Allegedly.
Now, was there
Allegedly.
a hooker involved in this also?
Nope, just 2 guys having a good time, talking politics and, economics.
Dude, that's always how it starts.
All right, so we've got both of you for Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're both right yet again.
Holy.
I knew it.
But Jesus.
I'm always right.
Hell yeah.
Except for when I'm wrong.
Oh, Fuck yeah.
Carrick leads the game with 4, Tom with 3. Ooh, we've only got 2 to go, gentlemen. This is getting pretty tight. Real tight.
A pregame.
Alrighty. Number 6. Bach, Shakespeare, or Ralph Ellison never would have been so great if they looked at a computer all day. Kids, don't play video games. They're terrible for you. Okay, there's a typo here. Kids, don't play video games. They're terrible for you. Is it Michael Stipe of REM, Flea of Red Hot Chili Peppers, or Nicky Moninger of Silver Shun Pickups?
Oh my god. It's not Nicky. Although...
Why? Why is it not her?
Because I know every tweet that the Silver Sun Pickups put up.
You're following her?
Yeah, I follow the Silver Sun Pickups.
Tom, you're an animal, dude. You're a Twitter animal.
No, I'm joking. But I don't think it's her. Because I don't think that she would say that to her fans. So I'm ruling her out. That video games are bad. I imagine the Silver Sun Pickups to play video games.
You're gay for saying that.
Alright. Who are our other options?
Really, Tom? Really?
Yes.
Every round we're gonna do this?
And, ladies and gentlemen, he does not smoke pot.
Hey, why don't you know what? When I'm saying them, why don't you just write a list on your palm?
You a pothead, Faulkner?
Let's do it real. Michael Stipe of REM, Flea of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I'm gonna say Michael Stipe.
Alright.
I think that guy wants to remain relevant, and I think that he'd be the type of dad to be like, no, here's a piano and a teacher. You're gonna play the piano. You're not gonna play your Xbox 360 ever.
You can play the Atari, bitch, but I don't want anything to do with those new platforms or consoles.
Over the line!
Alright, I'm gonna go with Nicky Moninger because she's a rebel, dude.
So, Tom, your pick was Michael Stipe?
Yes.
Okay. Drum roll, please! And Tom wins the round! You're tied 4-4. Oh my god, what's gonna happen?
What is going to happen? It's not like this is a script or anything.
Jesus Christ.
This is not a scripted event. We are not reading off of cue cards here.
Shut up, Wesley.
So, gentlemen, just so you're fully aware of how this game works, you could actually end up tied. There's no sudden death. If no one wins this, you end up tied, or one of you could win.
Yeah.
It makes it so very interesting.
If we tie, that means that we both represent this podcast.
That means no one wins, by the way. There is no winner if you tie.
Oh, no.
That's a draw.
That's a glass half empty outlook. We don't look at it like
that's
that.
a draw, dude.
Bullshit.
That's a draw.
That means we both win.
Hey, don't worry. I'm gonna win. Don't worry.
Alright, gentlemen, on this last one, take your time. Don't rush. Tom, for the love of God, don't base your answer off of a female's hotness. Okay?
Do you think he's hot?
I know! Okay, number 7. Maybe I'm all grown up, but I don't remember past presidential candidates being this stupid. Seems unreal. They aren't kidding. Is it Emma Richardson of Band of Skulls, Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine, or Perry Farrell of Jane's Addiction? Ooh.
Okay, so I don't think Perry is into politics at all, and I'm just gonna say that it's Emma because I feel like she's just now grown up, and their band is just now taken off.
So Tom, you don't need me to read those back. You're set?
Yeah,
Sounds like you got it.
All right, Carrick, the floor is yours.
I don't think that Tom Morello would ever tweet. I think that guy's taking the exact same stance as Zach De La Rocca has, and he's like, Screw that shit. I'm not getting on the computer. I'm gonna literally go down there and like burn some shit. Oh yeah, and Band of Skulls. I've only heard one of their songs, so I really have no frame of reference. I gotta go with Jane's Addiction Singer.
All right, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, and this is the final round. And Carrick wins the game!
You haven't learned anything.
No, you're wrong.
Bum, 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 bum.
That's it. That's it. That means I get to kick you up the butthole with my cleats.
What are you, a soccer player now? Just a couple weeks ago, you knew nothing about soccer.
I'm a golfer.
Are you not entertained?
A fortnight ago, you were the victor, my friends. Today is my day, and I will lead my army over your army.
Tom, you were the victor of the last round of Twitting It Off the Pot. Carrick, how does it feel to be champion this time around?
Hell yeah.
Good day, sir.
Alright, so, now that I am the victor, I feel good enough to take a break right now. We all need to wash our face, wash our hands, get a little Perel going through the pores, take a poop.
I'm gonna get fried right now, so lost.
A little bit of baby powder on the balls. Let's do it.
Yeah, towel off a little bit, get the sweat out of our eyes, and we'll be right back with the review.
We're not babies, we're enemies. Gold bonds powder.
Back with the album review of Sigur Ros's. I don't know what the hell this thing is called, but we're gonna start out.
It's called Inni.
Inni, as opposed to Audi. Alright.
Okay, so the song is called Svefn-g-englar.
And I put in parentheses, that song means, is this live? Tom?
The distortion in the song, like in the bow guitar, is perfect. It is just right where I like it. It reminds me of the song from the beach with the sonar ping and the guy going like, "Hey, mama." Yeah. And it's a great way to start. It grabbed me. I enjoyed it.
Christopher?
Well, I've got some notes in front of me here. When it started up, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know the artist. I didn't know the genre. And I was actually a little captivated when it started playing. I was like, wow, this is pretty intense. I enjoy instrumentals and movie scores, so right off the bat, I was kind of into it. And the notes that I have, I feel like I am floating in a bubble.
That's awesome. That's cool.
That's the first thing that I thought. Just floating in a bubble. Church pipes all day, son. So I heard, the organ at some point. So I was like, all right. The vocals add to the music. And also at the very end of it, it made me feel, it brought me back to the movie Sunshine from 2007, where a bunch of scientists and physicists have to travel on a spaceship to restart the sun using nuclear weapons. So
yeah,
I put freely floating around the sun, and then I had a side note that said haunting, with a couple exclamation points. So, I definitely dug the intro.
That's great, dude.
All right, so let's move on to song 2. This song is called, well, in Carrick's version of this song is called Glósóli, and I called the song Baby on Board in English. And after Tom tells you what his notes are, I'll tell you what mine are. Tom?
Well, you pronounced it correctly. The song is epic, and I think the song was played, like, I think they played the song when I was born. In fact, every time the song is played, a baby is born. The song just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Like me. My career keeps getting bigger and bigger. Chris, what do you got?
Haunting vocals, and I also put a side note here that I thought Carrick would really, really enjoy, which is Jimi Hendrix-esque guitar riffs in the first 2 minutes. I don't know if you guys caught that. It wasn't on the same level as Jimmy, but it made me think of Jimmy. What do you guys think?
He, because of the distortion, because he's actually playing, like, all that's coming, he's got a bow guitar, so imagine a 6-string, and he's got a, like, violin bow, just going to town on his guitar. It's awesome. It's cool to watch him play.
Well, Carrick, what do you think, man? Jimi Hendrix-esque? It's not in the same, stratosphere as Jimmy, but what do you think?
Well, yeah, the tone. The tone is, I think, what makes it, because I watched him play live, a couple of videos, and there's one guitar player that's doing the melodic stuff, actually picking and picking with the pick, and there's the dude, like Tom said, that's doing the EBow on his guitar, and you mix those two together, and it's kind of like one guitar player. So I can see how you said it sounds like Jimi Hendrix a little bit. The music boxes. This is the second song where I hear like that kind of antique wooden box that you open up after you twist the knob, and it gets the gears going and makes the ding 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 ding. Really awesome music box noise.
And I have one more note on Glósóli, and I put, if only I knew what he or she was saying. If only. ...
Alright.
It literally took 2 songs for me to figure out that this wasn't English. I was smoking that night. I was smoking some of that weed, so that's probably indicative.
Probably. I think they were smoking some of that weed, too. Okay. Let's move on to song number 3, which is called, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, batterí. And
instead of the Nye, it's Ni.
Ni. Knights of Ni.
Yeah.
For all you Monty Python fans out there.
Ni batterí.
And I put, in parentheses, an imperfect circle. Tom?
It's like, wow, the song is dark. And, like, the bass, gosh, the bass had such a great sound in it. And I found myself thinking, because this is a live album, I'm like, wow, this band is great live. And then I'm like, no, it's better live, better than great. And that's, I just really, really enjoyed it. Chris?
Boring. That's the first thing I wrote. Boring with like 5 or 6 O's. Boring. But afterwards, the first half of the song was boring, and then I said the ghostly instrumentals elicit nothing. So I went from boring to the instrumentals. They're dark. They don't really elicit anything out of me. But at the very end, I dig the pipes. At the very end, you can hear some pipes going on, and I enjoyed that. I thought it was a good end.
Are you a pothead fucker?
All day. All night.
Yeah. I put that too. I thought that it was like noise rock for a long time there. And kind of like bad trip-inducing music. Or like a crazy, shitty B-movie B horror movie from 1982. And then at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the bass riff just starts rocking. And it was just this, it kind of had a Tool vibe. That's why I called it an imperfect circle, because it didn't have the Tool vibe the whole time, but it did eventually have it. I'm like, okay, this bass player actually can play the bass instead of just hitting root notes and blah, 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 blah. And I kind of picked up and I was finally interested in the album right then.
I found it very gothic, by the way. You know, Tom, you said it was pretty dark, and Carrick, you were right there. You know, we're all on the same page. I just felt it very gothic. You know, like if you're gonna load up a Batman video game, I felt like that song, you know, some of the instrumentals would be key.
Yeah, I was really into the song too. Especially like how Carrick said, once that bass started rocking, I was just like, yes, and it totally grabbed my attention. Song 4.
All right, song 4. Let's call this song Fljótavík.
Let her get off the pod.
The J is almost silent, so it's like Fljótavík.
Fljótavík. Which I'm gonna put in parentheses means vulnerable.
It's funny that you said that, because my initial reaction to this to track 4 was, I'm like, wow, this was a bad follow-up. But then the backup organ, like you can't hear it unless you have headphones on or you got an amazing sound system. But that was really cool. It was just like underlining tones that they were playing. I really enjoyed that, and that's all that I enjoyed really with the song.
Chris?
Go ahead, Chris.
I think you guys are gonna like what I have to say about this one. Okay, first off, this feels like a musical PSA on quitting heroin.
Slaying the dragon.
Secondly, piano is a nice touch. I really dug the piano, you know, mid-song, or before mid-song. And next, mid-song piano jam makes me think of a lost puppy.
Lost puppy, I like it.
And lastly, this song... Jesus Christ. This song represents Shia LaBeouf finding out his life partner wants a kid.
Oh, wow. That was the inspiration for this song. Truly, it was.
They wrote it for like Shiloh once they saw the first Transformers.
Shiloh? Shiloh LaBeouf? I think you mean Shia.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a retraction, and I'm gonna say that Fljótavík does not mean vulnerable. It means LaBeouf's lust.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Fucking love you, bro.
Alright, I want to say this song made me feel like a piece of shit. Like, it made me feel vulnerable. Like, if I ever wanted to have a good cry, I would just put this song on and let myself go. But most of the time, 99.5% of the time, you're not in the mood for a good cry. And therefore, I can never listen to the song again unless I'm going to have a good cry. I kind of felt like I was watching a Korean melodrama.
A Korean melodrama about StarCraft.
Yeah. Because the Icelandic language sounds really similar to some kind of Asian dialect. So I can't really tell them apart. And then there was like this real soap opera vibey instrumental thing going on. And I was just like, holy fuck! If I gave a shit about a Korean melodrama, like to the point where I was losing sleep, this would be the soundtrack for it. Alright.
Track 5.
With that, track 5, I got... Let me try to say this one. Spilum endalaust.
Yeah, I got too.
And in parentheses, I put the love accordion.
It's funny that you said the love accordion, because I'm like, wow, he is really rocking that accordion.
Yeah.
And the bass is banging, dude. It's like got a nice clean sound, and it's awesome. And the drums, God, they had so many drum rolls in the track. I didn't enjoy that.
Really? Wow, I like that. I thought it was kind of Keith Moonish. That's funny.
It's just because it kept drawing me to the drums. I was trying to focus in on the bass, and all of a sudden there'd be a drum roll, like every 15 or 20 seconds.
Just real quick, that's kind of like what the complaint everybody had about our song, me and Tom's song Black Lake, is that the drums had drum rolls, and it would draw you away from the real melodic song into the they'd be like, man, you killing my buzz, bro.
But I enjoyed the song.
It was good.
Chris?
I only have one sentence. One sentence. Coldplay, fuck. Coldplay.
Coldplay wishes they were this good.
Okay, I have a step down from Tom's and a step up from Chris's. It's like kind of right in the medium area. I put good bass, parentheses, Boys Don't Cry by The Cure.
It's funny too, because I didn't know that was a Cure song, so I thought you were just going to say, Boys Don't Cry. I'm not crying.
Not crying right now, dude. These are not tears.
Stop crying.
I'm sorry.
By the way, one last note on the song. The last word of the song title is endalaust. I put a parentheses next to it, and I said, it's the end of lust.
It's boner killing.
No way, dude. No way. Not with that bass line and the drum rolls.
Let's move on to song 6. I put Hoppípolla. And in parentheses, you don't have to get the news out, bro.
Oh. Man, this is one of my favorite songs by this band. The backup vocals are like perfect with them live. And I wrote that this song gives life hope.
That's funny.
Dude, are you fucking kidding me, Tom? Are you serious? And this is exactly what I wrote. This song gives me hope.
I thought you were going to talk trash about that.
No.
That's awesome. That's good.
Song,
you got the same reaction.
This song gives me hope. Love the drawn-out vocals. This song makes me remember a time when I was shredded.
Wow. That really would give someone hope, dude. Think of better times. That's funny that you guys say that, because my whole thing was I put one sentence after you don't have to get the news out, bro, and it was don't jump.
Don't take the leap, bro. Don't take that new leap, dude.
This is the song that you play when you don't want somebody to go.
Yeah, when you call the suicide hotline, the song should play.
Jesus Christ, we should be PR people for this fucking band, dude, because we're all on the same page.
For fucking once.
Seriously.
That's weird.
Alright, so they got something right with that song. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on to number 7. I got this one called Nosebleed. And, in parentheses, insert lyric here. Tom?
Dude, that is such a great follow-up. Like, it's really just a continuation of Popplagið. And, gosh, the bass is just got such a big sound. I was just digging that. And, I mean, the song was only 2 minutes and 22 seconds. It was just great. Chris?
I call the song Me, just because I didn't want to write a whole bunch of shit in Icelandic. So I called it Me. And my notes are trippy, simple lead-in, and I really dig the crowd work. It really sounded to me like they were working the crowd for that one. If they weren't, then that's a really, jubilant crowd.
I gotta bring this up right now because you just gave me a good segue. Is this album live, or did they insert crowd noise afterwards?
No, it's live.
It's live, dude.
Okay,
I can tell
so
it's live.
Well, it was recorded at the, it was recorded in London.
You know what I think they did? I think that they had all the sound from the board, like they plugged all the instruments into a board, and they got this great mix out of it. And then they had like a separate instrument, almost like recording the audience. It's like let's get the best of both worlds. Let's get something that kicks ass to record the audience that doesn't sound like crap, and can't hear all the fucks and yeah in Icelandic. And then we'll get the best of the instruments on stage. And seriously, if this is a fully live album, this is like the best mixture of the live on stage and the audience presence that I've ever heard in a live album. So I got to give that up for you guys.
That's where I agree with you 100%.
All right. On that note, I'm gonna go to song 8, and I'm gonna call it Inni syngur vitleysingur. And in quotations, that means polyphonic ringtone death. Or
this song is really catchy. It's got really cool keyboards. And I felt like a little kid playing hide and go seek with my childhood friends.
With your pastor?
Yep.
Go ahead, Chris.
How dare you?
So I just called the song America, because I didn't want to fucking spell that thing out. And I said piano lead-in was very nice. I think I kind of went on a tangent here. I said underworld movies need to incorporate this music.
All right, I wrote the little synth thing that repeats through the whole damn song. It reminds me of the satellite phone from Jurassic Park 3 that dinosaur swallows. And when it takes that huge ass poop, they have to dig it out of there. You can seriously hear that ringtone through the whole damn song. If you listen to 3 minutes and 8 seconds of this song, you will hear this Icelandic singer say kinky tau. I'm not even shitting you.
Dude, I thought I was the only one that heard this guy talk about a kinky towel.
I'm going to move on to track 9, which is called in Icelandic, Ebo. In parentheses in English, stands for Jimmy Page. Tom?
It was jarring to go from Inni, which is a real happy song, and Ebo is just really sad. Like the intro. It was like jumping into a really cold body of water. Or getting kicked in the balls. It's the drums. It's like the last walk to your death. Like you're walking down, you're gonna get electrocuted. And the vocals, they're like looking at your fallen comrades as you're walking, or you see cellmates, and they're your buddies, and they're like ready to go. And it keeps teasing you on like picking up, but it doesn't quite do it. And then when it does pick up, it's just so good. And the distortion is just so good and supreme. Chris?
Well, I'm gonna keep it simple. The only things that I have for this song is an entire college rule line filled up with Z's. Just
That's pretty simple. Alright, I'm gonna make it even simpler and tell you that I only wrote down Jimmy Page in parentheses, and I had literally no other notes for this song. Alright, track 1 on disc 2 is called Sæglópur, which in English means minimalist.
You know, it's a great follow-up to Evo. It's actually my favorite Sigur Ros song, like out of their entire track or catalog. It's just so whimsical, and everything is cool. The song picks you up, gently puts you down. It's like flying through Never Never Land. There's this, and it gently like caresses you, gives you a nice kiss on the cheek. I recommend to everybody live their life by this song. Chris, what do you think?
Well, I would love to know what I think. I wrote some horrible notes on this one. It says sick, intro, unnerving, whoa, what the fuck in all caps. Go to bed, little one, sleep now. Shit is whiny.
And what do you think, Eric?
The very beginning, the like little clicking noise, it reminded me of the movie Signs, where they're listening to the baby monitor. It's going,
oh, I love that movie.
And it reminded me of Swing Away Merrill. Plus the fact that you got the baby monitor, plus the fact that the song has this little lullaby of like a music box, like chiming in the background, going in and out of the left and right stereo channels. It reminds me of a car wreck in the middle of like a rain, like a storm, right? And this car gets into a wreck, and everybody else in the car, there's a mom and a pop and a brother and sister, they all end up dying. Like it's really bad. It's a horrible scene. But the baby seat is in the back. It's in the middle of the back seat, and the baby is unscathed. There's nothing wrong. She's just completely fine. And the car's wrecked. It's hit into a ditch. Everybody's dead, but the baby's still there. You know, unscathed. And that's the feeling I got from the song. So I called it Baby on Board for the baby monitor, and for the lullaby and music box, and for just the scene that I picture in my head.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Track 11. Let's move on to track 11, which is called Festival, which I have no English translation for, except for party. Tom?
I wish you didn't sing at the start of the song. And then at 3:40, I'm like, whoa! Oh my god, double rainbow! And the bass is awesome in the song. And at the end of the song, all I have to say is yes, with like a million exclamation points.
It's a lot of exclamation points.
I literally put a million like in the power sign next to an exclamation point. So it's an exclamation point to the millionth power.
I wonder how many seconds you'd have to hold down shift and 1 to actually get a million exclamation points. Chris?
Wow.
Well, gentlemen, I am at the opposite spectrum of Tom. I wrote out apparently an English language kind of a thing. I said, every epic story has a prologue, a beginning, a middle, an end, and an epilogue. I'm all into the ending of this song. It's great because it ends.
I agree. I wrote this song was good for coaxing a stubborn poop from your rectum. It creates that comfortable environment where nothing's disturbing to make you tighten up. Alright, and with that, let's move on to track 12, called Hafssól, or, in the English translation, castanets, or, if you want to take it a step further, bastinets. Tom?
Yes. That bass is just so cool. I think this is the Icelandic battle anthem. The song is just such an awesome ride. I really enjoyed it, and that bass was just far superior. Continue, Chris. What do you think of the bass in the song?
I think you will really appreciate what I have to say. I am riding on a steed into a Skyrim sunset. Heavy bass and vocals are gutting it, slashing and burning. Duo power, sick ending. Woo!
Alright, Garrett, what do you think?
I wrote, I felt like the bass was doing a castanet beat. Like the little clicking, it had that same rhythm.
Yeah.
And then eventually the cymbals joined in, and the bass and the cymbals were just doing the same rhythm, which was badass. And it had this set the controls for the Heart of the Sun type of a vibe to it, but a little bit more upbeat.
Yeah, I didn't pick that up, but now that you say that, I totally understand.
Yeah, just take a little bit more optimism and mix it with Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, and I can understand why you like this song. And at 4 minutes, there's a very cool, very low synth that comes in, and it just like, it was kind of floaty before, and this synth comes in and just makes a solid bass for everything else to just kind of sit on it. Where it was floating on a cloud, now it's firmly planted on the ground, and it's fucking badass. And you get this, they had this recurring music box. I don't know what it is, if it's a real music box clip or what it is, but it's in both channels and it floats back and forth. It's really cool. And I gotta say, at 6 minutes and 25 seconds, best part of the whole fucking album, dude. That shit picks up, the tempo hastens and just gets faster and faster and more upbeat. And they go from just pretty cool, and then all of a sudden, it turns into the end of Bob O'Reilly by The Who, and you're just like, holy shit! This is amazing. Where the hell has that been the whole album? And I just was like, god damn it, that was amazing. And,
Teenage Wasteland!
And,
yeah, dude, it is, God, that song is just, yeah.
It was all
so
alright.
Good.
It was all alright.
Yeah.
And with that, let's move on to track 13, which is called All Alright. Tom?
Yeah. Yeah, he actually sings in English. That's crazy. And this is my least favorite song on this album. That's all I'm gonna say.
Chris?
Well, the song is titled All Alright, but everything is not alright. My notes are, feels all too familiar, sounds like a granddaddy clock. I feel sleepy and sad. The music elements are very emotion-inducing, but it feels cheap. And this is where I think you guys will enjoy this. I can only imagine the lead vocalist leaning on some church pipes, smoking a Marlboro Red, while the pianist jams.
Oh my god. That's so true. Alright. I wrote a couple things down for this song. I wrote, this song reminds me of driving through the desert with Tom while it was raining. That was the first time I heard these guys. And it had a very familiar, really, really chill sound. I mean, the point of being a little too unmotivated and relaxed. This song actually was a little worse than Ebo as far as motivation for me. I'm like, why the hell would I ever listen to this? Like, what would be the occasion? It reminded me of losing all my motivation to do anything but unmotivate other people. And the way I would do this, I would take this song, I'd stick it in the top of a ghetto blaster in the CD player, and I would walk around town and just unmotivate the fuck out of people with this song. Alright, let's move on to track 14, which is called Popplagið, which in Icelandic means the popped song. But in English, it means, are you bipolar? Tom?
The song has a really cool intro, and the band just has such great chemistry throughout the whole song. I felt like there was a lot of jamming going on. At 8 minutes into the song is when Jesus came back to life. Right then, he woke up from the grave and walked out of the cave
of wonders.
Yep. And then at 10 minutes and 20 seconds, I was on the edge of my seat. The whole band is just jamming. It's just really good quality stuff.
Yeah.
Chris?
I felt like when I listened to this track, it was very, very long. And it was good, don't get me wrong, but it felt like I walked into a Buffalo Wild Wings and I ordered the hottest ones available, and then they brought me a cup of water.
Alright. I actually watched a performance of them playing it live in Reykjavik, Iceland, and the first 6.5 minutes I was like, oh, Jesus, fuck, dude, we really gotta keep rehashing the same crap? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 6.5 minutes, I have a WTF moment where the shit just goes nuts, dude. And all of a sudden, you got the drummer, he throws his brushes aside and he grabs some drumsticks. The bass player starts rocking it. All the cello and violin players, they start headbanging. The singer's just slapping his ebo on the guitar and fucking just yelling. And the light show's going nuts, dude. And it goes from this whole yin to yang thing. And they just start rocking. They seriously went from REM to Rammstein. And seriously, just 6.5 minutes. Only 6.5 minutes, guys. And, you know what? I really feel like their bass player looks a lot like Peter's neighbor on Office Space. And I just want to say that right now, because that's important. But yeah, it was really badass. I mean, the second half of it kicked ass. The first half sucked. Yin and yang. Alright, I'm going to move on to track 15. Lúppulagið. And that stands for, in English, why am I not high right now?
When I listened to the song, the only thing that came to mind is sitting at the Habit and waiting for my order to be called. And I walk up, and they give me my ticket, and then they hand me an empty tray.
I was wondering where that was going. I want to comment on the backwards singing and the chanting. And it feels like somebody was seriously playing the Andy Griffith Show backwards during the whole beginning and middle of the song. Which made me want to go back and listen even harder, because I feel like the whole CD is filled with subliminal messages and little secret vocal lines. I don't know if anybody else got it, but it sounded like a 1930s, 1935, 36 era movie. The soundtrack was being played backwards. Did you guys pick up on that?
No, I didn't. I remember being kind of bored at first, and I kind of thought it was just average and generic.
You were being mind-fucked.
Then, yeah, 8 minutes, I guess maybe that's when the subliminal messages hit me, but then I was really grabbed, and what they did was just really cool.
That's when you got the idea that you needed to start canning jams, and you needed to build that fallout shelter to protect you from the Russians.
Carrick, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Dude,
This is jam-packed with 1930s subliminal messages, dude.
Jam-packed. Bum, 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 bum.
For the U.S. of A.
So, 15 is really relaxing. It's a great way to end it, and it's just beautiful. So, I rate this Sigur Ros's talent, they're a 5. Their originality, they're a 5. And the listenability on this album, it's a 3.5. So, their overall score, I rate it at 4.5.
Holy fuck.
Enjoy the ride, enjoy your life, and go buy Inni.
I give creativity, I'm going to start off my best score, I'm going to give them a 4. Talent-wise, 3.5. Listenability, for me, this is for me, guys, listenability is 1.5. Altogether, that's a 3.
Alright, that's still a good score.
Yeah.
Chris?
Overall, I am very impressed with this album. So, I give them, for talent, 4.0. Get a 4 out of 5. Listenability, they get a 3. Originality, they get a 3.5. For a grand total of 3.1.
Okay, they get a combined score of 3.5 with all 3 of our scores. Go buy their album.
Very impressive. They beat the fuck out of Lou Reed. And Surfer Bud was close, but not close enough. So, congratulations, however the fuck you pronounce this band's name. They win. So far, they're a top earner. Yeah.
Bob Sigur Ros.
Bob Sigur.
And on that note, we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, the great Tom Noble is going to sit down one-on-one with Sigur Ros. So stay tuned.
Hello everybody, we have Jonesy Ferguson and Murray the Monster in for Sigur Ros today.
Yeah, you do.
We don't speak Icelandic, so Murray's going to pretty much be doing this interview.
Yes, and thank you, Tom. I want to start out by saying, all of you foolish simpletons that keep bombing my Twitter, I've already answered this question at least twice. Why does Murray get to interview Sigur Ros? How does Murray know Icelandic? Who does Murray think he is? Blah, 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 blah. Green, 7'1", blah, 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 blah. I am the RockTalkers promoter. That's why. So, yes. Anyways, here is Jonesy. He's a very beautiful little Icelandic man. He's very shy. Jonesy. Hello, Tom. This room stinks of juniper berries. Wow, Tom, have you been drinking gin? You alcoholic.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Jonesy, you're like an alcoholic sniffing Icelandic shepherd.
What's your favorite show that you've performed, Jonesy?
Tom Jonesy. He says the first time they played in Florida, because there was Brazilian girls with big butts and they were grinding all over his guitar. And you're such a horn dog, Jonesy. Whoa, hey, Hey, watch the language. Hey, don't get up. Sit down, Jonesy. Shabawo. Just sit down. Oh, thank you. I don't know why he's so angry, Tom. He's on edge, though. Let's go to your next question.
There's rumors out there that your new album is going to be released in spring of 2012. Can you tell us anything about this album?
Tom is, people come more to come calamari, in 2012, so Tom to, nuevo semana, wow.
Maður passa sig bara lítið ekki á stórt á það kannski. Við gáum þessa smá skil.
Ooh. Wow, Tom. He says he would tell us, but he's under strict lock and key to keep the secrets of the 2012 album. But what he will tell us is it's going to be brooding, it's going to be passionate, and it's going to be really, really heavy. Like heavy metal guitars. It's really going to be working that EBO. But in a way you've never heard before. You might as well just take every preconceived notion you have of the EBO and just put it right up your own ass, because Jonesy has reinvented it.
He has mastered the sound of his EBO, the distortion that he pumps out of that thing. That was my next question, is how he went about mastering this EBO.
Bara lezigara Puddles. Etobukutakask. Braskala kuju. Viva la kalua. Skutaba EBO.
Bara að við getum búið til meiri tónlist?
Yeah, en skúlaka.
Textin kemur svo sett. Jónsi syngur líka þannig þegar við erum að semja lögin, þá kemur upp þetta tungumál sem við kallum vonlesing. Röddin í rauninni bara hljóðfæri. Það þetta bara tónar og svo framvegis, og textin kemur svo seinna. Jónsi syngur líka þannig þegar...
He says he used to play violin as a child in music class in grade school, and some of the local kids used to pick on him. And he's walking home from school, and the neighborhood bully comes up to him and starts picking on him, pushing him, and Jonesy stood up. He said, "No, you will not get in my face anymore." And this bully took his violin and broke it over his knee, and they left him by himself with only a violin bow.
Til með texta í byrjun, mjög sjaldan, og
so Jonesy broke into this guy's house the next evening while their whole family was at church, and Jonesy stole this boy's electric guitar, and he left a note that said, "Haha, bitch, you lose." And that's when he started experimenting and figured out how to do things that nobody'd ever done on a guitar. And there you have it.
Now, on your guys' 2005 album, Takk, you have a song on there called Hoppípolla, which translates to puddle jumping. And that song is probably the most positive piece of music I've ever heard in my entire life. Is that what you guys were aiming for? Can you just tell me about this song?
Tam escudere Hoppípolla to the Kalua de Shire and de Mordor es que Elrond uda Bombaka.
Bara að við getum búið til meiri tónlist.
Oh, Tom, he says I found her and keeps repeating she's here.
Og það kemur vel alltaf best út þannig, við stokkur, við viljum bara gera hlutina sem við viljum gera.
Never mind, that was a Star Wars joke. He's such a kidder. I swear, he's such a kidder.
Bara að við getum búið til meiri tónlist.
He says Hoppípolla was written and is always performed so that anybody that hears it will have the ability to speak with the Almighty Creator.
Does he feel that he actually speaks to God?
Shirababa, Ukadede, Odin.
Röddin í rauninni bara hljóðfæri. Það þetta bara tónar og svo framvegis.
Not only one god, Tom, but all 12 gods of the Norse Parthenon.
So, can you explain what Hopplandic is to new listeners that may not be familiar with the great Sigur Ros?
Whoa! Hey! Jonesy, sit down. Magawagwai. Take a seat. Don't get aggressive. Tom, I don't know what you've done, but you've angered him. God, it's that goddamn mustache. I told you before we came in here that you needed to shave that. Or trim it. It's so angry.
Well, I'm growing it out because it's Movember, and that's for men with lung cancer and other types of cancers.
It's so angry, and it's popping out, and you're frightening him.
That's just how it grows.
Well, why'd you have to cut it in such an aggressive fashion? It looks like horns or teeth.
That's just how it grows.
Jesus, would it kill you to get a pair of scissors and just go around the edges and trim the devil's briar patch?
You know, he has quite a gnarly mustache around himself.
Stop stroking your mustache while you talk. You're challenging him.
Hey, can we shut those dogs up, please? God, I thought we were professionals.
I thought Chris was in charge of handling the animals. What does he do around here?
Chris doesn't do much.
Christopher! Shut those mats up! Shut them up. Jonesy, sit down. You've angered him. God, between your mustache and his hounds.
He looks so terrified right now with those dogs. You know, I'm covering up my mouth now, so you can't see my mustache.
Good. I think he's calm now, so we can go ahead and proceed with the interview, Tom.
How long are you guys planning to tour on Inni?
Oli Bonagete, Tutapakeren, on Ditto Inni, Jonesy. I apologize first off for my panic attack, but I want to say your mustache is very, very, very threatening and manly. I apologize. And with that said, we will not be doing a traditional tour of Inni. Instead, we have released a beautiful monochromatic film that is a perfect counterpart to the CD. The original filming of our tour was refilmed with a 16mm camera, and then they refilmed that again, allowing Inni to look and feel like something recovered from the past.
You guys now, when you're on tour, you have 8 people up there performing with you. Why so many people?
Eske Sigur Ros, eske bu tibe un prebre. Tom, do you have a problem with that? Is that too many musicians for you?
No, I'm hoping that eventually we'll get 12.
TK41, un prebe shebala. Are you looking for a job, Tom?
A job?
Yeah.
I'm always looking for a job.
He says next tour there's an opening for a skin flute player, and you would do fantastic, Tom. Jonesy, you're such a kitty. I love this guy. That's why I love him. Idiot, Tom.
Chris, right there, buddy. Part-time job.
Full-time job with Jonesy. Tom, shitting off the pot here. Let's wrap this up. You know, Jonesy's got to sleep 23 hours a day.
Why does Jonesy need to sleep 23 hours a day?
Because he's so creative that it comes in bursts. And when it comes, Jesus Christ, it is nuts, like a supernova. And it takes a lot out of him. A lot out of him.
In 2006, Sigur Ros performed for the FIFA World Cup. That's a pretty big deal in the rest of the world. Not America, but everywhere else.
He fell asleep, Tom. He's sound asleep. It's all the Sigur Ros you guys are playing in here. So relaxing.
Okay, Jonesy and Murray, thank you guys so much for coming on. Murray, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you. Me and Carrick miss having you around. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys tour on this Inni album, and I'm really looking forward to your new album next year.
I'll tell him when he wakes up.
Thanks again, and we look forward to having you guys on again.
Trim your fucking mustache, Tom. Jesus Christ. So angry.
This has been RockTalkers every Friday at 6 Pacific Standard Time. And for more awesome rockin' and talking, like us on Facebook, check us out at piglet.com.
And don't forget, next week, these guys are going to be reviewing Here and Now by Nickelback and sitting down with Chad Kroger. Get your hand off my knee, Tom. Fucking knock it off.
So stupid.
Oh, you fucking dirty ass bearded pirate, dude. You're a pirate pervert.